hello. Oh, my Lord. I need louder. What's up, man, Steve? Hey, the baby. My brother. Oh, hey. How do we get in here?
Pulling in a deep breath for the health of it. Maintaining my course because there is life wrapped in it. Praying hard because we need help with this. Meditating, knowing how important this time is. A moment of affirming silence is given. The words, they fall from my lips as I serve, salute, and sing an ebony song of joy. The gravity of racism wants to bring me down.
Racism put the odds against me. Racism keeps dreams underground. Racism has turned the world against me. And racism leaves me with a frown. Where's 40 acres? And where's my mule? Where's equality? in your schools. Just close your eyes. Please see me as a human being.
And from the shadows of greatness, we access the power of our ancestors. Water libations and Hennessy baptisms, we are not alone. We have the spirit of those melanated souls before us. The watering of my eyes when I see a brother take his royal place. The slow, calculated blink and head nod and delivery of a knowing smile as we represent for the culture. Our presence is felt before even being seen, and we're not worried about the spaces that we take up for. They belong to us to begin with. Recognizing the beautiful protections found in a king is as natural as breathing. Take that in and let it out.
Racism won't get the best of me. And racism cause love to abound. And racism, stay away from me. Cause more love to be found. Keep me where the love is. Just keep me where the love is. Just keep me where the love is. Just keep me where the love is, yeah.
We will awaken and align. Thank you.
Again, I'm Lisa. Thank you guys so much for coming. And thank you so much to the wonderful performers. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Erika. Thank you, Pop-Up. You guys should have gotten one of these pamphlets as you entered. And yeah, I'll just be guiding you through some of these questions. So again, if you guys feel led to respond, then please raise your hand or just shout it out. I'll start with one of the first prompts. And I'll try to start with the lighter one. So I wanted to ask you guys which portion of the dance, poem, song, or one of the artworks that you see in this room stood out to you, and why, especially thinking of some of the words that we had just associated with the artworks and with the performance, if you guys have anything that stood out to you.
I happened to be standing right here. I was taking in the ambiance of the music and the dance, and I looked up, and the painting was the first one she pointed out with the slave ships, and I was like, I couldn't pick a better spot because it's speaking to all of it. So
Yeah.
anyway, the artwork is beautiful, and the dance is beautiful, and the music is take off.
The moments when the breathing and the movements were together or separate, and how that related and developed their relationships with one another.
Oh, yeah, the breathing and the dancing. Yeah, that's powerful. Yeah, so she said the part that stood out to her was the moment in the dance when all the African American dancers were dancing while the other dancers were looking. Yeah, that was a powerful moment.
The dancer gasped for breath. That was really powerful. And then Rick started singing Gravity, but changing it to racism because in the poem he said, the gravity of racism. Yeah. That was really interesting to switch the words. There's like a dichotomy or a weird comparison in a way to those two things, right? The downside of racism and then how gravity is like the thing. And so it kind of made it, I don't know, a jump off part in a weird way. I'm glad you caught that.
Yeah.
I paid attention to how when the dancers gasped, your whole body arrested with them. And so there was this empathy that you felt in your whole self of, I need to stop breathing too for the second and then let it back out. And I think watching with your whole body and paying attention to how our own breathing syncs with those of the dancers was really powerful.
There was a moment when the dancers started to accumulate a rhythm underneath while they were actually doing different movements themselves. That just made me feel that thing where we're often not doing the same specific thing, but we're operating under a situation where we're all aware of an underlying sort of life pulse that is keeping us on the same page. We're not doing the same thing.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're all reacting to the same thing, but in like a different way. Yeah.
Part of us is reacting.
Yeah.
The rest of us is not paying attention.
No, I just want to say that I know in dance, each of the dancers, they have like their own space, right? But in order to collaborate and make something great and beautiful and powerful and impactful, they have to connect, which is exactly what they did today. We are all connected in this moment, even though we look very different, right? We're different ethnicities, races, hues. We are all connected in this moment, and that's what I took from those.
Yeah.
The funny thing about this poem was that I wrote parts of it a while back, one or two stanzas here and there. And if you're a writer or a poet or any kind of artist, you sometimes start something and you don't want to throw it away. I never throw away like something, like pieces of paper that has like words or a poem on it. I never throw it away. And so when this started coming to fruition, I went back to those words. And when I realized that it was going to be used in conjunction with feet, it was really an interesting dynamic to see what would come of it. But the things that you guys are recognizing, the breathing and all of that, that was dually, it was on those dancers in their own making great choices based on the words. And so to have this part included in this kind of booklet, it tells me as a poet other directions, but it also can share a different way of how the audience saw the movement and how they heard the words and how they would complete it. So it's a really interesting way to be interactive with such different artistic languages colliding at once, and then trying to write at the same time originally. There's one line I was hoping somebody would catch on to, but no one has yet.
Do you want to share?
Okay, I'll say it and I'll let you guys figure out what it means. It's the line you like, Damien. Hennessy baptisms. Oh, y'all like it? Well. So what are your thoughts when you hear that? Hennessy baptisms. What did you think, Damien, when you first heard it?
thought about the idea of how, as a Black person, it's easier to deal with things that make you feel better.
Yeah.
So thinking about the world and how hard it is, we do things like create fashion, we create music, we create other things that make us feel better while struggling. That's what
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
It's mimicked in every art and pop.
Yeah.
Everyone mimics it. And I wanted to stop music, everything.
Yeah.
It's a culture.
When I wrote those two words together, it was before I saw this piece actually, but it had, and I realize now how tied closely to Dr. Fahamu's piece there. But Hennessy baptism, Hennessy, the popular drink that I must stay away from. The devil. But that particular drink, the color, the nuances of it, it's brown, it has influence, good or bad. And the mirrored from it, like the shimmer from it. And I was like, wait, this has a shimmer, and maybe it sounds sexualist, but a shimmer like baptism, and then I started thinking of the ways that culture is influenced by urban. And so the baptism, you can take the Hennessy out and it's an urban baptism. Or it, you know what I'm saying? Like it could be that connotation. But it's the swagger behind that. It's in the poem I said the head nod. My grandson at 4, how does he know to do a head nod? But he does it instinctively. Like, how do you know what you're not supposed to know? But he's like nodding at people as we walk by, you know, he's got this thing, right? And so that was where it was coming from for me. And then as I saw this piece, I was like, yo, he is baptized in Hennessy, and he is administering this urban sacredness to the rest of us that are able to see this. And then it's toppled with a beautiful headdress to show that it is royal. When you accept your space, regardless of what society is going to say you are. Because if you take the headdress off this brother right here, folks are going to go the other way if they saw him, right? But this gives him a royal presence, and it's speaking of how you're taking your space. And so for me, it was like this royal urban baptism, this soliloquy of Blackness. Yeah. Well, look at y'all snap.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, that's beautiful. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Again, thank you guys so much for coming.